Okay, which of the following is used to detect when a user clicks or taps on a button?
Well, ever since I was a little kid, I had been really interested in technology and such, like little robots. And last year we had a teacher named Miss Whiteley trying to get our engineering foundation here at the school down, going around the class. Oh, are you interested in coding? So I was like, you know, I barely have a clue what it is. I just know it's the structure behind the internet. So I was like, sure, why not? Seems like something pretty important to learn. So I come in here, I meet Sam Peerless, very good teacher, and he shows us Team Treehouse. Funny name, yeah, but it's really interesting because they not only have PHP, they have CSS, HTML, Java, JavaScript, all these essential languages, even Android, which is made for building apps, which is what we were doing in class today.
Exactly, so what we're really going to do, instead of like that string fact with just one single fact, we're going to create an array. At Booker High School, Dr. Shelley, what she's really focused on is creating opportunities for her students. And when she was presented with our opportunity to create this course and see, basically from my experience, what I was able to do, she was more than excited to at least give it a shot and see what we were able to come up with it. And what we're really designed to do is to take students who have little or no programming experience and take them from that to basically job ready. And how we do that with our course is basically two main aspects. One of them being that we use project-based approaches. All of them, students work on real-world applications, websites, or mobile applications, for example, we're doing this semester. And B, we use an online course. And what you're really seeing throughout the country now is a huge popularity in online courses from Udacity, Khan Academy, Treehouse, which is the course that we use. And basically how they're kind of geared is to teach the individual student themselves. And what we decided to do was, hey, why can't we take the same method and the same concept and bring it inside of classroom and teach a classroom full of students?
We've gone over some pretty advanced stuff, but there's just a little bit more to make the button. I'll start here by adding the code from the code challenge. We're going to cast to a button.
I took advantage of the program. I started to learn a lot through it after we did HTML and CSS, which is like basic structure of web development. That's how you see all the tabs across the websites. Over the summer, some guy came over to my house trying to buy the go-kart I was working on in my backyard. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not, 20 bucks. And he comes back and he's like, oh, are you interested in mechanics and stuff? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm in a coding class at school. He's like, oh, really? I have a coding business that I do.
The possibilities are truly endless for these students right now. We're seeing a huge growing demand for programmers and developers specifically. I think there's an estimated 1 million more jobs and students by 2020, which is equivalent to about $1 billion opportunity. And I think recently they just updated that study to be more than like $1 trillion in people who know how to create programs and develop this. In Florida alone, I know that there's about 25,000 open computing jobs. But let's just start with this right here.
Oh, because I had to rewatch the video because I didn't get the first part, so this is just the first part.
Not a problem. So we just want to make sure, first of all, that this has to be a little bit capitalized right here. This is going to be all lowercase. How the class is really set up is pretty much no different than any other classroom inside the school. But what really makes it special is the diversity in the class. You have the jocks, gamers, kind of like the nerdy kids who enjoy it more, and anything in between. And girls, especially in girls. Capital.
It's just like that on the board.
It doesn't really matter. They all really have this curiosity to at least give it a shot. Some of them might like it more than others, and what really is special that I find is that they lean on each other when they need it. So some students you might have, like for example Vincent, who's a little bit more advanced, who's able to go on his venture on his own. And that's what's really beautiful about the course as well, that it has that opportunity for students who maybe might be a little bit more advanced to go ahead, or who maybe not be able as advanced or a little bit slower to really slow down their pace as well. So it gives them really the opportunity for themselves to go at their own pace instead of scratching their head and trying to catch up or whatever is going on. Listener instead.
It is also a collaborative effort. If your buddy next to you is having a problem and you know how to fix it, of course you're going to help him out. If you don't know how to help him, then he can easily go up to Mr. Peerless. These videos are really, really helpful, so he can still keep the video going, and the rest of the class can learn while he can assist the student. So it's pretty much what you want to do. You have a computer in front of you, like it's a limitless information. If you need to know something, it is on the web.
And what I always tell my students as well is it's not just programming, you know, that you have to go jump into that field. Programming now has reached all industries, whether it's military, we have students involved with fashion, sports, medical, anything you can think of industry-wise, programming has somehow made its way into that industry. And if these students are able to learn just the basic foundations of it and understand how a program is built or an application is built, then they have an extreme advantage compared to their peers.
And what I admire about him as a person is that he's looking forward into the next generation, not his own self-interest. He does this for the people coming up. He wants to show us the opportunities and what we're doing and the importance of it.
So what I really love about this county is that it's extremely progressive in the opportunities that it's willing to take. And whether it's with my coding course or with another engineering course, they really want to focus on giving these students the most opportunities that they can, any way possible. Whether that does mean taking a chance on a 22-year-old kid to introduce a new study here, but it's really just kind of embodies the vision of this school, and I'm assuming the county as well, because that's what it's really about, you know, is creating opportunities that weren't there otherwise, or showing kids who maybe not are interested in college that there are still alternative paths that there are. I was only started at 18. If I would have started earlier, I might have, you know, created something like Facebook, who knows, but that's what I really want to give to the students, is show them that it's really not as intimidating as it might sound, that it's really easy. It's basically just learning as a language just as basic as Spanish or German, and just applying it to a computer. And once you realize that and you see what you're able to produce, then you really start to have a lot of faith in yourself and what you can achieve. So I always tell my students, you know, there's no clear path to success. It's all about tenacity and drive. Tenacity, how hard you can grasp your idea or your own passion, and the drive you have to go and take it to where you want it to be.